I know it's just going to be 12 inches or 6 inches off my ceiling. There we go. My other wall. There we go. Sink wall. Up, down. Again. 6 inches off my ceiling. There we go. Close my elevations because it's in delay. Alright, now we're going to play with this one just a little bit. Let's see. Scroll you up here. There we go. This way you can see the whole thing. Going back to attributes. I'm going to go here to plan notation, and I'm going to type wall 33 21-15 because that's the extra depth. This is probably what your manufacturer needs. I'm going to type that in there. I'm going to zoom to fit, and it's going to show you your accurate depth if you need that. Some manufacturers don't need that. All that information transfers over to your design reports anyways, so you know this is mostly just for the look of the design itself. Okay, so I've got all my cabinets placed. Let's come in here and it's time to do some appliances. So I'm going to do a range, and I'm going to do an electric range, and I'm just going to grab, I'm just going to grab one here, freestanding electric range. There we go. And now I need a refrigerator. See, this is why that window pops back up. Now with refrigeration, I'm going to show you a little trick we have here in refrigeration. If you click on the arrow, it's going to bring up all the Sub-Zero type stuff, all the built-in bad boys. If you click on the word refrigerator, it's going to bring up all the refrigerators that the rest of the world uses. So I'm just going to grab that guy, drop him in there, and cancel. I need a sink and a faucet for over here. Actually, I want to do just a little bit on this guy. I want to drag. Yeah, come on. Whoops. Wild mouse, look out. I want to right click, go to drag. Just going to drag him up just a little bit so he's kind of centered there. Doesn't matter if he's super centered or not. For me anyways. Going to come over here now and I'm going to click on my plumbing. And we've got lots of bath fixtures in here. We're not going to look at those because we're playing in the kitchen at the moment. Come in here and I'm going to grab a sink. I'm just going to grab this one. I'm going to drop it out there. I'm not worried if it's centered because I have a center button. Grab a faucet. Okay, looks alright. Again, not going to worry if it's centered. And cancel. Right click. Center. Right click. Come on, menu. I have a hard time going between a PC mouse and a Mac mouse sometimes. Not sometimes, all the time. Center, there we go. Okay, so I've got all my cabinets placed. Going to scroll up just a little bit. Now we're going to place our countertop. So our countertop is right over here. Single click, and you see my countertop placed out here. There you go, it's highlighted in red. We're just going to play with the countertop just a little bit here, just to give you the basics of editing. Of course, you got drag, move, rotate, in, out, up, down, copy, delete, edit, and attributes. We're going to go to edit. If you just click on a line and move your mouse, away you go. That's just a simple left click and a move of my mouse. Takes that line with me. If I right click on the line, I get a menu. Come up and choose any of those menu items. Same thing with a point. If I click on it, away it goes. That's just a left click with my mouse. Center it back up here where it was. And then again, if I right click, learn how to operate a Mac mouse. Right click, there we go. Brings up a menu. We can do bevel. Bevel out a little corner a little bit. Nice little clip. There we go. Now, to get out of this feature, you can either hit escape on your keypad. You can come up here and click on the little arrow button, select. That guy will work either way. Okay, so I've got this guy placed. I'm going to come in and do my backsplash now. There's backsplash. And now we're going to do our moldings. Remember, we set our moldings in auto moldings a little bit earlier. So there's all my moldings. Now, I don't want, make sure I got the right one here. Yeah. I don't want that molding here, so I'm going to delete it. Delete. I'm going to delete it from here. And I'm going to delete it from here. And I'm going to come put a different molding in there. We'll close back out here, down to moldings, and top moldings, and I'm just going to grab, where's that? This guy. Yep, that's what I want. And I'm just going to, just like a mouse, I'm grabbing it, holding down my left mouse button, I'm going to move it out here, and I'm just going to drop it on top of that cabinet. Same thing with this one. Boop. Hey, where'd it go? Lost it. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so I got that crown out there. Now this crown is my insert crown molding, and it's got that little groove in there for a dental or a rope mold. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a dental molding in here. So I'm just going to drag it. And I'm just going to drop it right on that cabinet again. And you'll notice, if you look real close, I zoom in, I zoom in a little bit here, center you up a little bit so you can see it. You'll notice that that dental is right in the middle of my crown, right where it's supposed to be. I'm going to zoom to fit. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so it's a little bit bigger to work with. I'm going to grab this dental. I'm just going to drop it right out here again. Now you can drop it on the crown. It's just a little more picky if you try to drop it on the crown, so I just stick her right out there. Easier for me. Easy for me is good. Okay, so here we got just about everything in here. I do need a raised countertop over here, so we'll take a look at how to do that real quick. Whoops. Sorry. Wild mouse man again. So, to place this other little countertop, our raised bar, there's a couple ways we can do it. We can come in here to our catalogs, and we can scroll down through to our architectural elements right here. And we can go to user shapes. We've got wall user shapes and floor user shapes. The difference between these two guys, the wall user shape must be placed on a wall. You cannot drop a wall user shape on the floor. In fact, if you try, you get a little warning message. Cool. Now, wall user shape, you can change the height and you can change the width. You cannot change the depth. It is a 1/2 inch deep, and that is all it will be. It works great for things such as full height backsplash between your counter and your cabinets, especially when that's a different color. It works really great to do a tile splash behind your range. We're going to use a floor user shape. I'm just going to drop it out here on the plan. There we go. Now I'm going to right click on it, go to floor user shape, and I guess we'll scroll up so you can see everything here. Right click, floor user shape. We're going to go to attributes. And if I happen to know my measurement of it, which, hey, I do, I'm going to make it 72 long or wide, and I'm going to make it 18 inches deep. And normally your countertop's 1.5 inches, but I want a big massive piece of rock sitting out there, so I'm going to do it 2.5 inches deep. Come in here to my texture, I can select a wood. This will be, any wood that's in ProKitchen. Select a non-wood. This allows you to select everything else. Match catalog, and we're going to do a select a non-wood here in a minute, so I'm not going to show you. Match catalog. This is going to match what you set in your global specs for your cabinets. So if you have honey oak, you're going to get a honey oak countertop, or honey oak, not countertop, but user shape. As countertop, pretty self-explanatory. It matches whatever else you've set as your countertop. We're going to select non-wood, click on select. Move my thingy up here so everybody can play along and see it. And I could put anything on it, but I am going to keep it in the granites. And I'm just going to choose, I don't know, say this guy. Okay, now we click OK, and here it is. Here's my countertop. I'm going to right click on it now. I'm going to go to move. I'm going to do a single left click on my grid, and now I'm going to do a right click on my mouse. This could give me rotate, and just going to drop it right there for the moment. Now remember, this is a floor user shape. It is sitting on the floor, so we need to do a little up down in order for it to fit on top of that. I want the bottom of this to be 40.5 inches because that's how tall I built that wall. Enter on my keyboard. I'm going to right click again, floor user shape, move, single left click, and I'm just going to slide it right over into place here. Something about like that looks good. Now I'm going to edit this guy a little bit, so we're going to zoom in a bit.